Hey y'all, today we're making breakfast for my hubby. These are some of the ingredients. We're cooking steak, eggs, and some spinach I had left over from the previous evening. What we're doing now is just cutting up our vegetables, the yellow pepper, onions, and getting them ready to fry in a pan. Now, we love onions a lot, so we put onions in everything. And we put a lot of onions in everything. I'm priming the pan with coconut oil. My understanding is that it's better to cook in than some of the other oils. So I'm just oiling up the pan to throw the vegetables in. There goes the onions and peppers. I'm going to season them up a little bit. I usually just put a little seasonal salt and pepper and saute the vegetables. I saute them for about 5 minutes, and then I decided to season up the steak and get that prepped. So I used a little garlic, a little seasonal. My husband loves hot pepper, so that pretty much has to go on everything. And just patted in some of the seasonings, try to get it on both sides, and then you fry it up in the pan. And what you want to do is keep cooking your steak until it's cooked the way you want it to be. Right now I'm adding a little Maggi and a little curry powder. That's another thing we put on everything is curry powder, Maggi, and hot pepper. You will see that. Letting the onions saute a little more. And the onions, I felt like we're at a good place to pull them out. So I just pull those out and put them to the side. We'll throw them back in a little later, but I didn't want them to overcook and turn into mush. Now the steak was very, very lean, so it didn't have a lot of fat. So what I ended up doing was adding some water to supplement where, the fat would give us a little bit of, juice to cook it in. At this time, I'm just prepping my eggs. I think I used 5 eggs for this meal. This will feed him and me also. I won't have any steak, but I will have some eggs and a little bit of spinach. Again, some Maggi, some seasonal, hot pepper, curry, and I sometimes add sriracha. Just give the eggs a little bit of different flavor. My husband likes it. I like it, so I do it sometimes. And you just mix it all up. Oh, and I needed to add a little salt. I forgot to add the salt. The steak is almost done. You just want to let that water burn off pretty much at this point. My husband does not like his steak tender. He likes his steak tough and dry. He doesn't like it wet. So we're going to go ahead and let that water dry out. And I check the temperature, the internal temperature, to make sure that it's cooked all the way through. You don't want any raw food. And there the heat is just drying up the water, and the steak is pretty much done. Now we can move over to the eggs. Once again, I coat the pan with some coconut oil. It is a non-stick pan, but I like to add coconut oil as well. just as an extra layer. And once again, some more onions. I'm gonna fry those up. And once they break down a little bit, of course, adding a little seasonal to the onions. In goes my eggs. I learned this from my husband. I never cooked onions with my eggs before, but I actually like it. So now I do it sometimes. I don't do it all the time. But the eggs are scrambled, and we're gonna move the steak over there and use the rest of what's in that pan for the spinach. That's gonna season the remaining spinach. It was already seasoned before, but this just, adds a little extra to it. And once that's complete, we're gonna add it to the plate, add our steak, and add our eggs. And that is our breakfast for hubby. Hope you enjoyed.